Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Murphy, publisher and your host of the National Black Unity News. This is a pilot that I'm making here for our podcast, the National Black Unity News podcast. We already have a radio broadcast, and of course, we publish the National Black Unity newspaper, and this is our publication. This is our initial publication, our promotional issue. When my partner Bill Gooden and I had the inception of starting a publication, we decided that we would finance the first issue, the promotional issue that I just shared with you, and we were going to put out an 8-pager. But I shared this with a few associates, business people that I know, and some friends, and they wanted to participate in it. And it ended up being 32 pages. This is full color, from cover to cover. And this is the highest quality paper that you could get on newsprint. So we didn't hold back the expenses because we believe in giving you quality goods and services. But, I like to tell people my steps are ordered. And the reason why we started this publication is because it's by divine inspiration. I'm going to repeat myself. Divine inspiration. And what I mean by that is that God inspired me to produce this publication because I believe He have heard our cries. I'm talking about Black people, African American, indigenous people, melanin people, whatever you call yourself. I know we have issues with that. That's the way we've been taught. Have issues even about the smallest, minute things we divided amongst us. But we are here to bring unity, harmony, and hope. And ladies and gentlemen, the National Black Unity News is designed to bring solutions. It's a solution-oriented publication. And we brought together a host of people whose hearts are in the right place. And when I say my steps are ordered, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, because those individuals whom I will share with you, it's a lot of individuals that came and supported us one way or the other. Financially, they contributed articles or advertisement. They did quite a bit, but they help us to get to where we are today. And I'm going to share a little bit about that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our why in this podcast. I'm going to share a little bit about the people who was involved to help us get to where we are. I'm going to tell you about our yesterday, today, and where we're going tomorrow. And this is what this podcast is all about. Now, let me explain something to you, because I know, like I say, sometimes we can be very critical about each other. I come to you raw, natural, unrehearsed. I like to keep it real. What you see is what you get. And some of you may have problems with it. Why you don't have a tie, this, that on? Why you don't have the backdrop? All of this kind of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I keep it real and I keep it natural because I am real. And I come from up here. I don't have to impress you, but all I want to do is impress upon you the mission of the National Black Unity News. Now, with that being said, let me share something about beginnings. And I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to do this for you. This is what I want to share with you. These are some major companies. This is Apple, computer people, Google, Amazon. See, Apple started out in a garage. So did Google and Amazon. Harley Davidson, Disney, the great Disney, Disneyland, Mattel, the toy company. All of these are multi-billion-dollar corporations. Multi-billion-dollar. Look at the small beginnings, though. They all started out with small beginnings. They all started out, like I say, as a seed. And that's exactly what I showed you with the National Black Unity News. This was a seed. But in each one of these corporations, even though they started, but because they this and did that, and the timing of these corporations, they are not now international corporations. And I'm saying this to say this to you about the National Black Unity News. Even though it's a seed right now, we only been around for a little over a year and a half. But I'm proud to announce to you today that we are one of the largest, if not the largest, black circulated paper in the entire United States. I believe we're number one because of I'll put it that way, integration with the internet. See, I'm a pioneer in a lot of things. I'm a pioneer in the publishing companies. I'm a pioneer on the computer as well. From the inception, I had a computer before this thing came out, the mouse. I used to have to learn to alt this and control this back in the day. And so any case, I learned to use this tool to advance our purpose. And I like to tell people this, I have a database extremely large, and I'll get back into that a little bit later. But I just want to share this with you just to give you an example, because some people, may have looked at Apple, Google, or Amazon and say, well, you can't stand up against us, some of these other corporations that was out there at the time. But look at us right now. Like I said, we only been around a year and a half, and we already circulated nationwide and beyond. We in a lot of African countries as well. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not boasting, and I'm trying to impress upon you the fact that when God tells you to move and you're obedient to the call, this is way beyond David Murphy's expectation, and we're just beginning. I just showed you a beginning of the publication that I'm sharing with you right now as we speak, live and in person, about the podcast. Not only this podcast, but this is going to be the beginning of a multitude of podcasts, because most of our editors in the publication will have a podcast, and a lot of other people will have them as well. We will sponsor them. So we're going to have media sources all over the place. I like to tell people we own less than 1% of the media. In the United States, we own less than 1% of the media. So therefore, even though we may be the largest in the nation right now, but still it's just a small voice when you compare it to the masses. But nevertheless, we're shouting out. We're making our voice heard. And it's about uplifting our people. And it's not about putting down any group or race of people. This is about uplifting our own. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to share that part with you because something else is taking place. This is our website, the National Black Unity News. And you can go to this website, and if you want to look at some of our previous publications, even this is the first one, you can click on this, and this would actually take you to a PDF file where you can see every individual page. You can read the entire publication online. And this is all of our publications, except for the current one that you saw on the front page. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take at this particular time, I just want to share with you that we're doing some wonderful and great things. And so now we're going to take a station break.
Need a financial planner? Then contact our professional and friendly team to learn more about our range of custom and tailored services designed to suit your exact needs. Every one of our professionals has acquired years of experience, which ensures you get the very best. Our experienced staff are waiting to hear from you and to answer any specific questions that you may have on how we can meet your needs. Just ask for a consultation and let us prove our commitment to you as we promise to maintain the highest level of quality and commitment. Your satisfaction is our primary concern, so please don't hesitate to get in contact with us and let us show you all the great options we have.
Welcome back. Now, we just showed you one of the commercials that I designed. Like I said, I'm multifaceted, and doing this podcast, we're going to share a little bit more information, to add to why we do the things we do. And speaking of why, because this is a pilot program that I'm showing you right now. Sometimes it's good to take you from the beginning. This is kind of personal because I was at an event by one of our writers in the publication, Mr. R. Dennis Winkler, hosted the event, and I think the theme was the psychological effects on us as a people, I believe. And I was on part of the panel, and he gave me an opportunity to share information why I do the things that I do. And this is what I chose this subject because sometimes you need to know why. What motivates a person? Why does he do this? Why do you do this? Or why do you do that? You ever ask yourself this? Well, at this particular event, there was a book I read, and it made you do this little, how would you say, exercise. And it's called the 7 levels of why. The 7 levels of why. And it basically goes like this. I can hold up this newspaper right now. And I ask myself, I can ask myself, why? Why did I choose to do this? Now, I was tell you, I was divinely inspired, but I can also tell you why I was a chosen vessel as well. Why God would choose me and why not you? Why not somebody else? Because I had walked the walk and I had lived it. And I could tell you, if you would ask me that question, I would say I want to help my people. That was the first thing I would tell you, because I want to help. Then this exercise would ask you, then you say, why would you want to help people? And it goes on and on and on until you get there to the 7 levels of why. And so what I'm ready to do now, I'm going to take you to a clip of that event I went to, and I explained to the audience and to the panel why I do the things I do. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is David Murphy. I publish this newspaper, the National Black Unity News. I also am a member of a group called Black Men Unifying Black Men. I'm also on the board of Maryland Council of Elders. And first, before I get into what I have to say, I want to thank Brother Dennis Winkler and Brother Sankofa for the wonderful works that they've done. I watched these brothers way back in the day, even though they're young men. I've seen the growth that you brothers taken, and I appreciate you. Keep up the good work, sir. But I want to take you on a journey, on my journey. That's why I'm an expert in David Murphy. Now, I could talk about, I was taught about a lot of things. I've been to school for this, I've been there, and I've done that. But one thing, I think that we all need to start looking at, and I heard it mentioned here several times already, we need to look within. I published this publication. I'm going to take, as I said before, I'm going to take you on a journey. I asked myself, I want you to start asking yourself some questions. I asked myself one day, because I'm very inquisitive, I say, why do I do this? What is the purpose of this? And I come up with the basic information. Well, I want to help people. I want to help my people. The normal stuff we normally say. But then I asked myself again, why do I want to help people? Then I went on this thing. It's a survey. I want you all to take heed to this. I want you all to try this. It's going to take you on a psychological journey. And it's called the 7 levels of why. Yep. Ask yourself why you do this and why you do that. And then you keep going down to 7 different levels. When I went on this journey, it took me to such an emotional roller coaster. I'm a strong black man, but it had me broke down. I cried like a little baby because I discovered a lot of things about David Murphy that I kind of hidden in my subconscious mind somewhere. And when I started asking myself why from the newspaper, by the time I got to the 4th level, 5th level, I was at that time on my 4th level, almost became a mass murderer. I was going to kill a whole group of people. I was angry, extremely angry, for what they'd done to me, my people. And I was acting out the only way I knew how to act at that particular time. But then when I got to my 5th and 6th level, it took me on a shocking journey. You see, I published a newspaper, but do you know I have a 7th grade education? I dropped out in the 7th grade. And you know why? Because on my 5th and 6th level, I discovered why. You see, when I was 4 or 5 years old, my mother took me to school. First day. It's a school used to be up on North Avenue where Coppin sits at. And it only had a kindergarten and the 1st grade there. And my mother took me there to this strange place. That's the first time I've ever been away from home by myself. I had 7 or 8 brothers, siblings. So I always had somebody with me. So she left me in this strange place with these strange children. And she went back across North Avenue and went home. 10 minutes later, I was knocking at the door. I got up and left, and put my life in danger, went across North Avenue. And my mother approached me, said, "What you doing here?" And she said she's going to take me back to school. That's the first time I ever defied my mother. And of course, back in them days, when you defied your parents, you got it. That's the first time I recall her whipping me. You know, you actually get spanked on the hands and all that for little naughty things, but this is the first time she whipped me. And she took me back to that place. I stood there. And then 3 months later, see, back in my day, most of those who are older may remember this. I'm 67. So I'm talking about back in 1956 and 57. You see, in media, keep in mind I'm in media. Back in those days, we didn't have black radio stations. We didn't have, matter of fact, the only music that we heard was predominantly Caucasian music. The Pat Boones and Elvis Presleys. Every once in a while, you might hear a Nat King Cole, somebody like that. But as a child, I used to listen to the radio, and I loved music, loved it. And I used to always think of myself, I'm going to be the greatest singer in the world. So back in this school again, I'm taking you back to the school again. Here where I'm in the kindergarten, and they used to have this thing called nap times. You used to lay your head down on the desk. And all of a sudden, for some reason, I don't know why, I broke out in a song, singing Elvis Presley, "Don't Be Cruel." That particular song has significance to it. But the teacher told me to shut up. And the children started laughing at me. Guess what? And from that day forward, I became an introvert. You talking about psychological damage. And because those children laughed at me, this lasted all the way up to adulthood. And this is another reason why I do this paper, because this is another way for me to express myself outwardly. But even further than that, when I got to my 6th level, I used to have a childhood hero. Back in the day, children used to watch cartoons a lot. And they had this character named Mighty Mouse. And Mighty Mouse was a bad little mouse. He was strong, he could fly, he had a cape. And he used to beat up cats all the time. You know, just whip them. And at the end of the show, you know, he'd always get the woman, the girls. He would pick them up and fly off in the, in the sunset. And that was my favorite character. I wanted to be Mighty Mouse. And then I asked myself on my 7th level, why in the world would I want to be a mouse? Seriously. I thought like a child. But but see, back in them days, I know y'all heard what they call that stuff, that big bird on it and all that. A lot of children watch that show. Come on. Sesame Street. Yeah. But back in our day, we had a thing called, what they call that, the Musketeers, whatever they call it. Not three. They had the Mickey Mouse Club, yeah. Right. And they had these little children on it. They're from age 4 to 5 all the way up to 16, I believe. And I had a brother younger than me, he's 4 and I'm 5. And we used to fight. This is on my 7th level. And they had a little boy our age on there. He was a little white boy named Cubby. And we used to fight, "I'm Cubby, no, I'm Cubby." We fight over that. And then I asked myself on my last level, why in the world would I want to be a little white boy? Then it finally dawned on me. And it hits me like I get emotional about this. You know why? Because I didn't see people like myself in media. Of course. The only 2 people I ever saw on television was Stephen Fletcher and Kingfish in this. And they weren't too many people you want to idolize, But when I went on that journey, you talking about what this subject matter is, all of them things added up to what I do today. And see, ladies and gentlemen, when I found out the truth of why I do the things that I do, then I broke free from a lot of things. See, now I'm able
to move on. I know why I'm fighting this battle. I know why it's almost like predestination, why I do the things that I do today. Because I had to go through it, and I've been through it. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you this, especially to you young folks. It's good to look out. It's good to get all the education you can. But the battle, true battle, lies within. Because when you make up your mind within yourself, you can be anything you want to be. When I was talking about singing, I can sing today. It took 50, 60 years for me to start singing again. What kind of all them years of loss? I could have been the greatest singer in the world. I could have been a lot. I could have. Why did I choose print media? I could have spoken on television. I could have spoken other media forms. Because those psychological damages, because what somebody said and how I perceived it. That's why it's so important to have schools. That's why it's so important to have media. Because we own less than 1% of the media. So 99% of the information that you get in today, ladies and gentlemen, is coming from outside resources. Psychologically, they tell you, they use propaganda on you every day. Every day. And if we don't support our media, you're going to keep on getting what you're getting, and we're going to stay in the same situation. Thank you.
Yes, I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating in this podcast with me, and it's greatly appreciated. But I think it's important for you to know that we have laid, as you see my why. You see why I do the things that I do. But I've been building a foundation for many, many years, 30, 40 years now. And sometimes it's like I said before, it's like my life has been predestined. I spent years on the computers, building websites, foundation programs. Now I know why. I couldn't understand why at the time that I took so much time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears, neglecting a lot of things, even myself sometimes, for this mission, for such a time as this, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to share some of the foundations that I've been doing over the years, because I've shared this with you because I want you to understand that this is just not the National Black Unity News is just not a pop-up thing. See, this, like I say, this was already in the beginning. Like I always tell people, the tree was already inside the seed. And see, all I was doing, we was just planting the foundation. Now, and things were germinating. Now they're sprouting. Now they're about to blow up, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to share some things with you about who I am and what I've done to get to this point where we are today. I shared with you, I said we're going to talk a little bit about yesterday, today, and where we're going tomorrow. And so here's some of the things that that we've done over the years. Now this is, I'm going to share with you my screen share little thing here. Just bear with me a little second here. And okay, there we go. This is the National Portal. This is one of my first, when I first stopped publishing, I used to publish a newspaper called the Informer newspaper, the Maryland Informer. That's how I really got started out in the publishing business. And it does pretty much the same thing. It started out with a discount directory to keep money circulating in our communities, supporting black businesses and service way back in the days, later in the 70s. And so I was out here for a long time. I'm not just somebody who just popped up. But the National Portal is one of, and now listen to me very carefully. And like I say, documentation beats conversation any day. Now this is just proof. This website alone is over, listen to me very carefully, over 500 pages. And I'm not boasting, I'm just stating the fact that I built every page, every little look, every little letter that you see on here I put together. And 500 pages. And not only is that many pages involved, because this not only is a website, it's a resource guide. As you can see, it has all types of health weddings, got all types of media service, all types of directory, events, advertising, food, dining, all kinds of deals, employment, educational service, seminar. So I've been collecting data for a long, long time. And even down here, you can see some of the different I mean, I just got a little bit of everything. Referral for real estate, professional services, even broke down to various states, local states. And see, you know, all of these different states. We got Maryland in here somewhere, up in there somewhere. But in any case, here it is right here. And you can see the Maryland portal. And this breaks it down to all the businesses here in the state of Maryland. I'm going to go back to the main site again. But I'm just saying this. When I say not only is it's a huge, you know, when you got 500 pages to one website, that's extremely large. But not only that, ladies, it's linked. When I say linked, it's linked to all the other major websites in the country. I mean, the major websites. So I believe that you can do your research. I've done mine. Documentation be conversation. This is one of the most linked websites in the entire nation. See, like I said, when I showed you that in the beginning, the apples and all of them, when they started out small, so did I. But I've done some large astronomical things because I am, and I still am, divinely inspired. Why would you think I would put in all this type of work for something like this? Powerful. This is not a black thing. This is about everybody. That's why you see the red, white, and blue. You know, kind of themish. That's the way I do things. You know. But in any case, now I'm gonna take you someplace else. This is the other website. Now this is the National Black Action Portal. It's very similar, built in the same manner as the National Portal was, but this one is geared toward the black community. You know, back in the day, you know, several years ago when we had the resurgence, well, you know, discrimination has never went away. They just cloaked it a little bit, but you know, but then it's had a resurgence, especially since y'all new president came into being. And it's almost like all-out war between the races already because of the power of persuasion. But you know, it was already dormant in people all the time, so it ain't really never gone somewhere. But people sometimes can be extremely shallow when they come to these race things because God created all men equal. And again, like I said, I don't put down any race or group of people. All I try to do is uplift our own. And but in any case, the National Black Action Portals, ladies and gentlemen, is now I'm putting claim. You know, man, this you know, as I talk to you, I'm amazed myself when God get a hold of you, the things that you can accomplish. You know, like I said, it's not me. You know, when I say me, I'm just speaking because I'm the physical manifestation of what God has done through me. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, look at this here. Now, this is about 400 pages. But what's so unique about this, it has just about every national black organization in here. From entertainment, news, black newspaper, medical service, national black doctors, careers, employment services, law student, black history. We even got in here the chambers of commerce, two of them, national chambers of commerce, black lawyers, mentoring programs, engineers, networking services, journalists, social workers. I mean, this go on and on. You know, all the standard NAACPs and all of them. But we even have a thing down here, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people don't, national hotel owners. You know, it's a lot of, national women organizations, all kinds of things. And guess what else, ladies and gentlemen? You know, I put in a lot. And like I say, when I tell people I have a database, my personal database is over 262,000. I stopped putting in data. There was so much data, and I have all types of information. I know how to get information. You know, like I keep telling you, documentation beats conversation any day. And this also breaks down to local states and stuff. You know, so here we go. And here's the state of Maryland again. You know, I'm partial to my own state, but here we go. Now, this is the Maryland Black Action Portal, and we have number of local black businesses in the state of Maryland. And like I said, this thing about 400 pages, and there's so much information. Like I said, this is the #1 black resource guide in the entire nation. Matter of fact, might be in the world for black businesses and services. And I built this, ladies and gentlemen, from scratch. Every page, every little color, every little line and everything else on here, I put together, except for the pictures and things like that. But you know, but I put all of this stuff together personally. Like I say, it took me months. But you know, but like I say, I was driven, divinely driven to do this. Now, I share some of these things too. Now, I'm going to share you something else. I got one more thing. I do a lot of other things. I also belong to a thing called Black Men Unifying Black Men. I built that website as well. I have the Black National International Network, which is connects Africa to the United States, and that's huge as well. And I, like I say, when I go back over, actually, when you ask me my why I do these type of things, is because, like I said, I didn't know at the time that all of these things was coming like it's predestination to do what I do. So I'm not just somebody just coming along and had just a fresh idea. But like these young folks say, I put in the work. And like I keep telling them, I'm going to say it over and over, documentation of these conversations any day. And also, up on here too is another website that's going to be unique too. And let me move this out the way here. Let me see if I can do this out here. Okay, it's not on here. All right, maybe over here then. Just bear with me. There we go. This is my other website, Unique Designs and Marketing Concepts, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I do also. When I talk about promotion, advertising, type of business media service, but also design every commercial that you've seen on this podcast, I design. And like I say, here's just some of the things that we do, advertisement, videos. Let me just show you a few things. Some of the commercials that I've done, just a sample of some of the things that we've done. And these are commercials I've done from some of the local people, like the Universal Soul Circus, which is a dear friend of mine. And Breaking Bread is a local restaurant here. A young lady, Donetta, one of the editors in the publication, she does sleep therapy. One of our powerful editors. I'm going to speak a little bit about Fran Allen. Matter of fact, Fran Allen is, when I talk about the National Black Unity News, she put together a program book that, let me just say this, man, while I'm looking at her right now. Fran will be going into Nigeria. Do you know they're taking the National Black Unity News as a tool to encourage the students in Nigeria? They're using the National Black Unity News as an example, ladies and gentlemen, of unity. How people can come together on one accord to work together to bring unity amongst ourselves and economic empowerment amongst ourselves. Thank you, Fran. Keep up the good work. And Jordan Mitchell, I did it when he was running for office, and the community associations, quite a few things on here. But again, of course, I do the print media. And I built websites, and you just seen several of them. So I'm not going to take you through all of that. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, these are just some of the things I do, and I share this with you to say this. All these things I've been doing over the years, all the work that I've put in over the years is coming to a head now. It's everything, like I said, we built the foundation. We planted the seed. Now the seed is germinating. And like I said, those, like we talked, we're about to blow up. We're already blown up. We're going to new levels. That's why I'm doing this podcast. We already have a newspaper, which is one of the largest in the entire nation, if not the largest. We also, you saw two of my websites, two of the largest websites in the entire nation. Small beginnings. I'm not showing you the thing, Apple and all that. Small beginnings, ladies and gentlemen. But the things, when God get a hold, the things that I do is astronomical. I tell people I'm one of the best kept secrets, not only in the state of Maryland, but throughout the entire country, probably in the world. And I'm not trying to impress you, but I'm trying to impress upon you that documentation, these conversations, and the work that I do is divine inspired. And the reason why I do the things that I do, ladies and gentlemen, to bring you a better quality of life. My people, black people, melanin people, indigenous people. It's a lot of things going on in this country, ladies and gentlemen. We need each other. Nobody, listen to me very carefully, nobody's going to do for us what we can do for ourselves. And if I, humble beginning David Murphy, and I ain't all that, and maybe you ain't all that either, but I'll tell you one thing. But when we put our mind to do something, all things are possible. We can. I have no doubt in my mind. Like I say, because God has proven to me. I tell you, I did it again. God has proven from time to time, from these websites to these commercials to the National Black Unity News, and now through these podcasts. 'Cause I already got a host of editors and people who are going to be doing podcasts just like this. We're going to be a media powerhouse. Now, you can talk about Oprah Winfrey, Bob Johnson, and everybody else, but you better watch out. And we hope to carry it, like I said, we're not being competitive against no one. All we want to do is highlight you. If you're one of us, we want to highlight you, not against you. If you have a radio program, we want to promote you as well. This is not us against y'all and we against them. No, this is unity. All of us in this together. We own less than 1%, ladies and gentlemen. Less than 1%. So we better unite. Less than 1% is a very small voice, but nevertheless, it's still a voice. And I'm going to tell you something about media is a powerful, powerful tool. And I'll tell you this also, power only concedes the power. We are powerful. We're making a powerful impact already. And before I go any further, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take another station break because I'm going to close out this thing, but I'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome back. This is David Murphy, the National Black Unity News, your host. And I want to thank you. We're getting ready to close out this pilot podcast, as I like to call it. But, you know, I shared with you some personal things, you know, what my why is, some of the things that I've done, I've built in the past. And I told you all of these things to let you know that we have been blessed to take the National Black Unity News to the level that where it's at right at this particular moment. It's a powerful tool in making a powerful impact. And I keep saying me, and I mentioned Bill Gooden, and I mentioned the staff. I appreciate them so much because this is a we thing, not a David Murphy thing, not a Bill Gooden thing. This is a we, this is a us thing. And there was a lot of people who supported this publication. And I want to share with you some of these people because without them, it would not be us. And like I say, you know, you got to give honor where honor is due. Now, I'm going to show you a group of people. I think it's about 56 of them. Let me share this with you. You know, like I say, documentation beats conversation any day. Let me say this. This young lady, okay. These are the people that you see before you right now. Have all made contribution to the National Black Unity News in one form or another through their financial services. They supported us. Some of them are editors, some of them are sales teams, some of them are advertisers. But nevertheless, they planted a seed in the National Black Unity News. Because they planted a seed, we are the #1 black circulating newspaper in the entire nation. And I want to say thank you because your support and your input, because with their information, that's what makes the National Black Unity News. The National Black Unity News consists of individuals, as these people, as you see flashing across the screen. Every last one of them made a contribution in one form or another. And I want to personally say thank you. And when I tell you that my steps are ordered, I mean just that. Everybody that you see flashing across here is divine inspiration. In other words, what I'm trying to say, we met because of divine inspiration. You poured your seed, like I said, you know, some are plants, some people water. But nevertheless, some people bring the sunshine. But you know, nevertheless, it makes the seed grow. And that's exactly what happened, ladies and gentlemen. We've grown. And I want to say some of these people are still with us. Some have come and some have gone. But I want to share with them. You know, the door is always open. We have made great strides with the National Black Unity News, and we are going places, ladies and gentlemen. Through this podcast, through the newspaper, through our radio broadcast, and other markets. We're going to be doing live seminars, workshops. You haven't seen nothing. We're about to blow up, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not just saying that, not only we about to blow up, but they're going to be rewards, financial rewards. There's going to be all types of recognition that's going to take place. But those of you, like I say, for whatever reason, see, sometimes I know my people. I've been around my people all my life. And a lot of times, economic empowerment is a destination that we have not yet achieved, But they say in this country we spend 1.2 trillion. But I kind of beg to differ with that. My research said we spend 4 or 5 times more than that. But because, they don't want you to know your true power. Remember, I said power only concedes the power. If you knew who you were, if you knew what you had, like I said, we have everything we need. There's no excuse. Ain't nobody going to do for us what we can do for ourselves. And I'm going to share this with you also. Why do you think what some people call the hood, the ghettos, why would you think people come from all over the world to set up shop in the ghetto, the hood, and make a fortune? Because even the least of us, as they say, has power. That otherwise they wouldn't come up here and set up shop in our neighborhoods. So there's gold in the neighborhood. There still is. We need to tap into our own resources, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get back into the hood and keep that money circulating amongst ourselves. Other ethnic groups circulate their money 13, 14, 15 times. Don't last in our community 6 hours. That's going to change because we're changing it. And you can help change it. And I want to thank, like I said, all of these people that's flashing, each and every one of them. Man, I'm so appreciative because they saw the vision. But I want to share something with them as well as you. Marketing, branding, advertising is a process. It's not instant gratification. If you study, like I say, you ain't got to take my word for anything. Just study for yourself about marketing. That you have to stay consistent. Why do you think major corporations like McDonald's constantly putting advertising out there? Because if they don't, they're going to fall. You have to do the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. And nobody, and unfortunately, a lot of people, well, I don't care how good your products are, how good your service. A lot of people are not going to support you because they know the power of supporting one another. They know the power. They will go across you 15 businesses that had the same service, same price to get to their own. We're the only people in this nation and in the world to take our money instantly and go run and give it to somebody else. We're going to change that narrative. And that's one of the reasons why the National Black Unity News is around. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I held you long enough, but this is a podcast that we decided to do, and we're moving forward. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your participation. If you want to participate with us at the end of the, you can see our telephone number. You can give me a call. This is a pilot program, and I thank you for your time. I appreciate you so much. You take care. God bless, and get in touch with me, because the business you save may just be your own. Thank you so much. I'm out.